Not a single stream can go by that I don't have some kind of technological issue. I swear. Hi guys, welcome. It's me, Lauren Cadillac, aka OG Cadillac, aka Mother of the Decade. Sorry, I'm late. My machine is being. Morning, Nene. You know, the thing is like me and tech, we're not friends. So like me doing this live stream is so difficult because the tech, you guys, the tech, it just. Hi, Tall Glass. Hi, Nene. Okay, guys, yes, we did. I wore victory earrings. Oh, hold on. My daughter made them for me. Karen Reed Pink. Karen Reed Pink. Honestly, I'm not surprised by the verdict on Karen Reed at all in the least bit. At all. In the least bit. Because that was the correct verdict. She went on HBO and admitted to drinking tons of shots and da-da-da. And when she was on the HBO thing and I was watching it, I was like, why is she admitting to this? Like, I couldn't believe it. So the DUI, that means, yeah, she admitted to it. Now, for her, that was the most expensive DUI defense in the history of man. And for John, we still don't know what happened to John. We know for a fact Karen didn't do it. That jury said no. All of them were very unanimous. There was no evidence that a car had hit him. Hold on, guys. Sorry, guys. I'm dealing with a lot of work. Tall Glass, no, I did not see the McAlberts and McCabe's interview. I don't care about those people. At this point, I'm moving on from Karen Reed. I saw one juror come out and say, no, we unanimously said there's no way a car could have hit her. Now, for the sake of John and his family, I need for people to find out what happened to him. I need them to get a warrant and go tear up that basement and use luminol. That's what I need. The Unilivers acting oblivious. What is a Uniliver, Tall Glass? The Brazilian attorney came out to 11. I don't know what that means. I have no idea what you're talking about. Please elaborate. I don't know what you mean. Okay, so what was strange to me is how long they took to get there. Oh, also, that juror explained. Oh, Uniliver. Did you? Hold on. Oh, I see. Who is the Brazilian attorney? What is that? The juror. Oh, she was an attorney in Brazil. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, so the jury made the obvious logical conclusion, right? No evidence had been presented that a car hit that man. So, period, full stop. Karen Reed, she gets 1 year probation for drunk driving. I was surprised that Hank offered the standard probation, but excuse me, I was not surprised that she accepted it. It's not that bad. 1 year of probation is not bad at all. You just like check in. You just check in and piss in a cup. That won't matter to Karen. She's a drunk. So it's not like she's going to miss out on all her weed or anything. Hey, Anthony J. So, yeah, Karen won the fuck out of that case. And if I was in the state of Massachusetts, if I were a taxpayer in Massachusetts, I would want my money back. But we would have to have some real talks about why we're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to prosecute what turns into a DUI. That's a real problem for Lauren Cadillac. I'm tempted to run for DA somewhere so that we can make better use of our time and prosecute actual criminals. Okay? But I'm not going to do it because I don't want to work for the government. You guys know that. I'd literally rather be dead. Unless I was president. Okay, so Karen Read was phenomenal. My favorite part of the verdict was how the people outside were yelling, and you could see that. So sorry, guys. It's just work and. So I was very excited for everyone out there. I was very excited for Karen. Justice was served as it should have been. Now let's go find who did what to John. Now let's go do that. Okay. So transitioning then to Diddy. There have been this week's summary witnesses on Diddy. What that is someone who worked on the investigation, and they come and they kind of summarize, they read texts that haven't been put out yet, and apparently they show the freak off videos. So on Monday and Tuesday, the jurors saw the actual freak off videos. And my understanding is that it was an agent, like a detective type person on the stand. And at one point she went during the video. And my other understanding is the juror who was subbed in, alternate one, who subbed in for juror 6, who has been removed. He was removed. My understanding is that juror had the headphones and he went as soon as the videos were done. He just tore them off because the videos were gross. The jury was making faces, whatever was on there was sick. Absolutely sick. So they read more text back and forth, more about KK comes out. I mean, I don't understand why she's not charged. Why is she not sitting next to Diddy? You remember when they got Young Thug on RICO and they had 800 other defendants? Where's his co-defendant? Why isn't she prosecuted? I don't get it. So the summary witnesses went, and then on Wednesday, on Wednesday, everyone got to court, and the judge called him up and said, look, we have a juror who's sick. Apparently the juror started driving to the courthouse and got really dizzy, got some bad vertigo, and turned around and went home, said, there's no way I'm going to make it. So I love that they tried, that this juror actually tried to make it, but no, I'm not well enough. So they canceled Wednesday. There was no trial Thursday. Is there a trial today? It looks like it, but I don't know. Yes, there is trial today. Okay, another thing that I learned is that after Jane did her testimony, she walked up to the defense attorney and hugged her. Is that not the best power play you've ever heard? I love that. I absolutely love it. Anthony J., I am hoping that now that Karen Read is concluded, and since she was acquitted, that the FBI will, in fact, go after everyone who did that. I hope so. I really do. I hope so. Okay. So now the vertigo juror, today's vertigo juror is back and presumably okay. Okay, so now Brendan Paul, who I thought was like a famous basketball player, but I guess not. He was a drug mule for Diddy, and he is now closing it out. So we had, I love the way the prosecution built this like a layer cake. It's fine work. Okay, it's beautiful lawyer. First, let's get our witnesses that are victims. Let's build the foundation there. Then let's bring in the pieces of evidence that really nail him through our summary witnesses. And then we're gonna put that final little icing on top with our drug mule and just seal the coffin. Nailed. So honestly, in terms of like the way a case has been built in its presentation, it's been beautiful on the prosecution side. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Last week, I thought Diddy would be testifying. My understanding now is that the defense is only going to take 2 days. So as I understand it, Brendan Paul, the drug mule, is testifying right now. And then he'll go on cross. And then I think the state will rest. And then I think they will probably take the rest of the day off and come back Monday and allow the defense to do their presentation. I think by Wednesday of next week, we should be waiting for a jury. Hopefully by Wednesday of next week, I'm done with my trial. If not, by Wednesday of next week, hopefully we'll start to wait on the jury. Okay, so Brendan Paul's testifying now. Law and crime, they got smart. What they started doing is showing a live view of the courthouse door and then running inner city presses updates in the corner. So they can keep those viewers. I said smart, law and crime. Okay, law and crime. Now there's only 371 watching right now, but it's a pretty smart idea. So here it says, where did KK stay? Brendan Paul says LA in an apartment, 4 minutes from 200 South Mableton in Miami, in Two-Star Island. The government says, did you accompany Combs to paid club experiences? He said. Paul says yes, he would ask for $150,000 and they'd have to sell things for him. Like merch, maybe? I don't understand. How did you come to work for Mr. Combs? Through Revolt, Ellie Maroon. He told me, get in to get out. If you have a girlfriend, break up with her. You'll never see her. So basically, you're a slave now. You have no autonomy. You will never do anything on your own that Diddy doesn't dictate. AUSA says, did you interview? Paul says late October in the LA location. Okay. The AUSA shows a tuxedo photo, and Paul identifies that as Sean Combs. I worked for him until I was arrested at a Florida airport for possession of cocaine in my personal assistant bag. One thing you ain't gonna do is get Lauren Cadillac arrested behind a job. Okay. No. AUSA says, why was it there? Paul says, I was sweeping Mr. Combs's room. They say, how many assistants did he have? At first 5, then 4, then 2. Given my college basketball background, I helped Mr. Combs with workouts. Then they show a guy named Jonathan, and then Frank Rodriguez. And then it's really hard to read it this way. Okay, so he's already testified that he had cocaine on his person for his job. So, and that he was traveling with it. because he got arrested in Florida and he had come from California. He met Combs at a listening party. KK was chief of staff, helped out with the family. KK used his Diddy's phone. Okay, then they show him a photo, and Brendan Paul says, "In my hand is ecstasy and 2C, comma, pink cocaine." So I'm not really into drugs. Like, it's not really my thing. My drug is success. So my question is 2C what people are calling pink cocaine instead of pink cocaine? Anyone know? 2C? TUSI. Is that a different drug? Is that a totally different drug? The government asks why he took the photo, and he says to ask staff what to do with it. After I found it, I was told to put it in his bag. Government says, did you buy marijuana for him? He says, yes. Now, that's not a problem in LA. That's not a problem in New York because it's legal there. So it's really only a problem in Texas and a few other limited dumb states. Oh, okay. Now Steele already has them on cross. Somehow they got back to Ventura Combs. Jonathan Perez is introducing me to Baby Girl. She asked me, is it for you or Puff? I replied, Puff. Why? Puff is high profile, so we use aliases. Okay, so Baby Girl must sell drugs, I guess. Okay, they asked if he complained to HR. He said, no, that's not a thing. He said HR forgot to pull my federal taxes. For the first 8 months he worked, they didn't even have him entered in the payroll system correctly. What kind of multi-million-dollar business is this? What kind of janky ass like, what? What? That's funny. So Diddy really can't run a business. Because in my business, we never fail to pay federal taxes for anyone. So he's not really that good of a businessman, is he? Huh? Okay, Paul says, did he use drugs, ecstasy, cocaine, and more? Brendan Paul says he used Adderall and cocaine to stay awake. His job was to make sure Combs was happy. He'd say, I don't take no for an answer. He told us to move like SEAL Team 6. Who the fuck does Diddy think he is? First of all, your payroll isn't even right. Secondly, your HR is a fucking joke. Thirdly, you're high as a damn kite. Like, who do you think you are, buddy? You know you lead by example, right? Like, true leadership is by example. So if you're all high and you can't get payroll straight, your company's not going to really run very well. Did Mr. Combs fire you? Yes, for forgetting his Lululemon fanny pack when he went on a walk. He said, I don't want to see your face anymore. Tell KK or you fired. He said, what did you do? Bought a Lululemon fanny pack, get it in, lay low. Okay. How did you pay for drugs? Cash from the Gucci bag or security, usually Fahim? In this text, what is flowers? Marijuana, duh. Did you also call it tree? Yes. Here, Fahim tells me I'll get paid back once Duke comes on shit. Did Combs have you take drugs? Yes, to test his 2C. Okay, so hold on. I think 2C is the pink cocaine. Y'all remember the guy from One Direction who went to Argentina and did put pink cocaine and jumped out a window. And so now as part of my job, you're making me test your drugs? Oh, so my life has no value. No, your life is valuable, but not mine? Cute. They asked if he wanted to take it. He said he wanted to prove his loyalty. What were Wild King nights? Mr. Combs and significant others, drug and sex. Did Jane do Wild Kings? Brendan Paul says yes. Did other girlfriends participate? Not that I know of. Who called them King nights? KK. I just say he's going to hotels. Did Mr. Combs stop using hotels and move to residence? Yes, after the Cassie lawsuit. That shows guilt. The fact that you got sued, now you move it into your home, you get it out of the hotel, that shows guilt. That shows you know what you did was wrong and that you got in trouble for it. Okay, then he talks about a Wild King night at Jane's house. They had a shared document in the Notes app that told him for what to buy. He took the photo to show the manager how to lay out the Astroglide in her bathroom. How'd you put it in? How'd you put in for the cash? Robin at TriStar. Did Combs contact you from Wild King nights? Yes, by voice notes and FaceTime. Okay, Diddy. He called me to go get a sex outfit, but never called me back. How did you clean up afterwards? I wore gloves. Why? Sanitary reasons? Is this a photo of the day of your arrest? Yes, March 25th, 2024, rented jet. Let's see. The cocaine where you arrested away wasn't Mr. Combs. Steele objects. Was it yours? Steele objects, overrules. He says Mr. Combs. What did you do after your arrest? A diversion program, drug treatment. No further questions. Okay, now here we go, cross-examination. This is Steele doing the cross. You played at UNC, but COVID ended it? Yes. You weren't just a drug mule, were you? Objection, overruled. It was not just that. It was a minor part of what you did. Absolutely. Personal use? Judge says rephrase. As you say here today, are you indebted to Sean Combs? Brendan Paul says good experience for the most part. Steele says no further question. Okay, Steele says, if you saw a non-consensual activity, you would not have worked there, right? Objection sustained. You would not work for a criminal, would you? Brendan Paul says no. You care about your reputation. Paul says yes. The hotel nights were personal. Objection, rephrase. It was Mr. Combs and Jane's relaxation, personal, right? From your observation. Brendan says yes. Did you see Jane hesitant? Paul says I did not. Okay, then they already redirected him? You said you wouldn't work for a criminal, but you bought drugs for Combs. Yes. More than 5 times, less than 10. How do you feel about Combs? It's complicated. No further questions. Recross. Government can now use its next witness. They play some kind of audio message. Ms. Corin replies, John will go to the hotel. Okay. That's it. Diddy's done for. So we've seen all this presentation from the state, right? And it's been pretty damn good the way they've built it. You know, the victims, a lot of them are kind of sketch, right? They seem to have like ulterior motives. But then here comes this layer and here comes this layer, and it kind of doesn't matter the motive of the victim, right? So, yeah, that's... And then he's only going to counter that with 2 days of testimony and evidence. Now, you're innocent until proven guilty, right? And it's got to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. But I think the state has done their job here. At first, I was a little, but yeah. Diddy's going away, I think. So, okay, y'all, I got to go prepare for a trial. I appreciate you joining me today. Sorry about the low tech. Thank you for being here. I love all of you that came to the live. You guys are the greatest. You're my OGs. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you to my members. I have special member video material out there. So if you're interested to see that, do join the membership. Thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for everything. You guys are amazing and I appreciate you. And I'm sorry I can't talk longer, but I have got to go prepare for trial. All right. I will hopefully see you next week.